witch hunt can be defined as a wild series of accusations against individuals or groups of individuals who may meet some definition of the witch or its analog in that context. This series of accusations is used to incarcerate or eliminate said individuals or act as a scapegoat for something of which they are not in fact culpable. This definition of a witch hunt is evident within the political purges in North Korea, in that the top officials have recently utilized them while lacking proper evidence in favor of faulty or absent evidence in order to maintain a strong position in power. For example, Kim Jong-un's masterminding of the execution of Ha-yong Yong-choi took the defense minister's falling asleep during a party meeting as justification for his death, according to treason and corruption against the regime in power. This is also quite evident in the punishment of families of a condemned individual within North Korea, as it is all based on a perceived misdeed of one individual, not supported by evidence, and certainly not sufficient enough to punish the family as well. So in a sense, it is just wild accusations. The lack of evidence is a common theme presented in both the executions and the accusations in the Crucible, portraying both as witch hunts, being that the accused individuals are in fact not culpable and simply thrown in the way of condemnation for the gain of others, whether it be the maintenance of consolidated political power or, like the example of Mr. Putnam and his land, disputes with the nurse family, local factional issues. So thus, with the established definition in mind, we are going to argue that the witch hunts of Salem, portrayed in the Crucible, and the real-life situation of the political purges in North Korea display contrasting degrees of social and political constructs built up upon means of execution in general that comprises the primary extent of similarity.
In the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, people are convicted or condemned for speaking out. For example, convictions arise regarding difficulties within lifestyle, practicing religion, or saying something about Kim Jong-un that generally doesn't consist of praise or admiration. Anyone who is accused of something like this is at the mercy of the North Korean penal system, as they are blameworthy for practicing these acts. A comparison that could be drawn between this phenomenon and the Crucible would start with how the characters within the Crucible were likewise condemned and punished, just because Abigail and her peers accused them of witchcraft at the conclusions of Act 1 in the drama.
I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Chitrabut with the devil.
It is, after all, much like how Kim Jong-un or the DPRK government would accuse a person of being some sort of spy or plotting against the government when suspicions lead the regime to perceive individuals as being dangerous or capable of undermining their own position, regardless of the circumstances. Furthermore, someone who is related to an accused person in North Korea would potentially be enslaved by the North Korean government, as the whole family is punished due to the perceived misdeeds of the single condemned individual. Parallels can therefore be drawn to the questioning carried out by Reverend Hale midway through Act 2 when he visits the Proctor household. Due to Elizabeth having her name mentioned in the proceedings of the witch trials, he is, in a similar sect to the generalizations of the North Korean ruling power, compelled to investigate and interview the entire family that Goody Proctor is a part of.
In order to address the differences between the two, it's important to understand the social and political constructs in the media in which each is presented. The society in the town of Salem exhibits a strong community-dominated tendencies oriented around the belief of the Puritan religion of the people. The Salem townspeople are generally a very close and religious society, as shown on page 4 of the drama, describing the desire of each person to assist each other when needed, and their self-imposed restrictions based on their own religious beliefs. The societal structure of the Crucible is to be contrasted with the strong political hold the government of Korea has on the people. In the North Korean government, there is a large air of mistrust and struggle for power. According to the article from the BBC, North Korean officials had a large deal of conflicts over the policies of Kim Jong-un, which was ultimately led to the struggles between the groups and the eventual elimination of the leaders. The presentation medium for the two events differ as well. Miller presents the Crucible in the literary medium of a drama, while the purges in North Korea do not have a physical medium since they are real-life occurrences. While the Crucible is occurring in a drama, it also is based at least partially on a series of real events. However, now it only exists as a drama and is presented either in the text of a play or on a stage. However, the events in North Korea only exist organically as real-life events or recounted in a journal entry or news article.
And so, with concluding remarks, the manner of execution, sharing features where ulterior motives drive progression in favor of evidence and fair trial, with these witch hunts, whether literal, as in the Crucible, or otherwise, is carried across the board when dealing with these masses of the people. This general consistency stays as the foundation, albeit built upon when dealing with differing social-political contexts for analysis, consisting of peers in a community and superiors maintaining their dominance in a political regime, as well as distinctly differing mediums. These mediums, unique for obvious reasons, constitute the difference between a real-life scenario in and of itself and a literary drama taking a real-life situation as its inspiration, only returning to true reality when presented on stage as a drama should be.